Okay.
How would I be?
These
Now,
are
Dave.
true facts about the group cast.
Now, Dave, I'm counting on you for this one.
To say words? Or what?
On the count of C.
Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Huh?
1,
Do I
2,
start
3.
before or after C?
After C.
After
Like
C.
count 4.
I
1,
before
2,
E,
3,
except after C.
4. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could all just, like, count to 4 at the same time, but that'd be stupid.
Yeah.
So, at the count of C, we're all gonna clap.
Yep.
Okay? Now,
I didn't get
Just
that
do it.
last
Just
time.
do it.
I hope
This
you're
time.
prepared.
Just do
I hope
it.
you're prepared. There's a hole in the bottom of the C.
Just count. Just count. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You didn't do it.
You also went...
It's 1.
It's 1.
Here we
Okay.
go. 1, 2. Are you ready? This is all staying in, by the way. I want to keep all of this.
It's always clapping with you guys.
It is.
Why can't it be like snapping or yelling or
Snaps
something
for
other
podcast.
than the thing that I'm always consistently
I don't,
bad at?
I don't think that changes anything. If it was snapping, you'd still go... Okay.
Are we ready?
On the count...
1, 2, 3.
It's the Groupcast Podcast, a show about stuff like stupid jokes and Charlie folks and random ass topics with Casey, Wes, and special guests like Fred and Danny, Kyle, Riley, Lennon's there too. This is their theme song, it's pretty cool. Just don't ask Wes to sing the rest cause he'll forget the words, so sit right down and gather round, but not too close because they were so ugly that everyone died. Podcast.
Hey, welcome to Groupcast.
Heidi ho.
That's us.
Oh, fuck.
That
I've been listening to the Adam Carolla podcast
Yeah?
at work, and that's one of Bob Bryan's sounds.
Oh,
is,
okay.
Oh, fuck. I'm like, yeah!
He's got good sounds on that board, I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah.
I can't stop doing it either. Oh, fuck.
It's a waste of my time.
Wes isn't here, so I'm taking the ship.
Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm.
Now, is this an HMS
I'm
or an
I'm
SS?
taking the HMS ship by the reins.
Her Majesty's
Do you take a
ship.
ship by the
now
reins?
That's how you drive a
officially
ship.
owned
Her
by
Majesty's
the
ship.
Royal Navy.
Groupcast Nation.
All right, yeah. It's a hell of a sponsor.
Anyways.
This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Her Majesty's Ship Group.
Hermagity.
Hermaphrodite.
As always,
I
I'm your lovable, stuttering host, Casey.
I like Hermagity.
I think there was hermaphrodite in there somewhere. I'm not quite sure. With me today is not Wes or Amber, but they may show up later.
No
Oh,
ambulance
really? They
today.
still might show
Stay
up.
tuned
They
to find
might.
out.
Okay.
It's possible. I don't know how we're gonna get the old
Should we say
microphone rigs.
why we're missing them?
I'll explain in a second.
We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there.
Also joining us today is Lennon.
Heidi ho, neighborino. Did I take your... What are the fucking odds?
You son of a bitch!
What are the odds that I take your intro?
I was in the shower this morning and I was thinking, what the fuck am I gonna do for my intro? And it was gonna be Heidely Ho Groupcasterinos. God damn it, why do I come here?
All
Part
right,
of
Dave.
this
Hurry up. You
complete
got. All right,
breakfast.
it's okay, Dave. You have 6 seconds to think of something else.
That's okay. My intro is gonna be oh fuck.
And it was.
Yeah, it was.
That was the glorious part.
Also, we have Erica.
If I punch myself and it hurts, am I too weak or too strong?
Erica, get closer to the microphone.
I'm a big fan of that already. That's awesome.
A big fan of what, me?
More or less.
I'm a big fan of... Yeah.
And Dave.
I think that was good enough of an intro. My back and forth.
Yeah, I think so too.
between-
I think you were better off clapping.
And I'm Big Wes.
Oh, okay. Hold up.
No, you're
Pause
not.
the podcast. I have one. Welcome to Groupcast. Dave can't clap.
Okay,
Eh.
we'll take it.
Not as good as what Lennon stole from you.
And I'm Big
Yeah.
Wes. Welcome to the show. Also, I have a cookie.
And it had a bite taken out of it before I gave it to him.
I want to hear the story of how that got a bite taken out of it.
It just fell apart in the bag.
I was
it
really
wasn't a
expecting
Or got
something
stuck
more
to
like
another
that.
cookie, and whenever you peeled
no.
it off,
Okay,
the
I'm
cookie
back.
stayed.
Okay.
I have
I
already
bit it and
crashed
then
on
said,
you.
"Here you go, Casey."
Man, we're doing so good.
I know. I don't know why. I want to know what causes GarageBand to crash like so often.
You know what doesn't crash?
I've never used it.
Audacity.
Well, yeah,
It-
but I gotta bother to get that.
Groupcast is sponsored
But
by
it's free.
Audacity.
Well,
Not
but I
really.
still have to bother to get it.
Which reminds me, I have to pay the guy who got me this beautiful voice meter donationware, which is what I'm using for our.
It sounded so good last week.
Our household, yeah, it did.
Yeah, I think this week's gonna sound pretty awesome.
Yeah, because we're not in a living room where there's a lot of space.
And I'm using my own personal $80 microphone.
Have we not used these mics here before at my house?
Not here, no. We've only used
Really?
my microphones in my house.
Well, I don't think it matters
I
where we
could've
use said microphone.
Well, it does a little bit because
I could have sworn we
I guess
brought
so,
these
yeah.
here before.
No. No, it does a little bit because my living room is a little echoey.
Right? Yeah.
So since
That
we
is a
got
thing
the
that happens.
my two snowballs, which adds up to your one awesome microphone.
Oh, isn't it great?
It
Dude,
looks so professional.
I've learned so
Love it.
much. It's the pop filter that makes it look so nice. But dude, since I've gotten this thing, I have learned so much about audio and how to make my audio how I want it to sound. Just because with my ability to now upgrade my visual quality on my how to play videos and whatever fucking videos I make, and then getting this thing to up audio, I am doing everything in my power to make my stuff look just perfect. So I'm learning
I
all
just
sorts of
wondered
tricks.
something.
Moving on up.
Yeah.
What'd you wonder?
To the
wondered,
east side.
Speaking of wondering, my show, Stuff You Probably Wondered, has been the same quality since it began.
Yeah.
Yes.
Figure out what to do.
Which will change once I start using these microphones. But I'm not
Yeah.
really sure how to upgrade the quality of visuals, because it's just me taking a picture of drawings on a whiteboard.
Better camera.
Yeah,
True.
I guess I could do that.
Yeah.
Need
That's
my
simple.
like my camera.
I don't know. I guess there's only so much that you can do, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since you're just working with, a whiteboard. I mean, there's
Now, if I had...
not much you can
My
upgrade with that.
suggestion
Yeah.
is to take wider picture. Get a better camera, because that's going to make this not suck so much.
Should you get a
get a
fisheye
better
lens?
camera. Yes, exactly. Fisheye lens. Take wider pictures, and when you edit, take the time to zoom in enough so that shit lines up as best as possible. Because let me give you an example. Like on your Cap McMuffin channel, you did the Game Grumps animated on cranberries, and you have the one section where it mouths cranberries in like 7 or 8 different frames, or 7 or 8 different images that you took. But position-wise, they're all over the place, and they're not lined up, and that's
So it makes it look a
what
little
you
bit
got to
shaky.
do. It makes it a little shaky,
Right.
and I think that's what you got to start doing, is to make it not look shaky when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Keep things that don't move in their same place between pictures.
The problem was, this camera that I'm using right now for those animations and also for Groupcast Greatest Hits is a crappier camera than I used to have.
Yeah, you used to have a nice one.
I had a nicer one.
And then it took a swim.
Well, no.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to use my
Swim with
iPhone
the
camera.
fishes.
Yeah.
And then it took a swim, so I had to.
be sleeping with the fishes.
I'll be sleeping with me.
Excuse me.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando, guys.
I won't accept an Oscar because
It's an Oscar I can't refuse.
if you give him an Oscar, he can't refuse. Except I'm gonna refuse it because people weren't nice to Indians once.
I will never see Marlon Brando the same way again.
Well, that's okay because he's dead.
Well, in
Well,
nine-
yeah.
So you don't have to see him at all.
No, but in
That's
1971,
awful.
he starred in a controversial
terrible
film
about
that.
called
Okay.
Last Tango in Paris, where weird-ass movie where he's
Are
living
they
in...
no longer tangoing in Paris?
No.
Oh, shit.
It was some apartment
So
in
much for
Paris,
my
and he
summer
moved in with this weird woman, and it was just about them staying in this apartment, and at one party, they were fighting and stuff, so he almost, beat her up, and then he pushed himself up against a wall and said, "Stick your fingers up my ass."
All right, I'm already lost.
And I go, no!
Was that the last
As
tango?
though,
Yes.
as though it
It's
was
the last
happening
tango I'll
to
ever do.
you.
And then he goes to see his mom, who's laying in this, but she's dead, and she's surrounded by these flowers, and he says, "Go on and smile, you cunt." I'm like,
This
the
is
movie.
very awkward.
Lovable Marlon Brando.
I have watched
Just when
them-
I thought I could masturbate to this.
I just thought maybe it was one of those movies
That
that you have
happened.
to watch a couple times to understand. So I have. Doesn't get
Not
better.
any better? Yeah.
No.
Just more fingering assholes and cunts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Movies that you have to watch more than once to really pick up a lot on it. it's usually hit and miss, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. Because sometimes it'll be like, oh yeah, this is actually not too bad. Or other times it's like, this fucking sucks.
For me, a good one was Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
First time I saw that, I'm like, I love this, but I don't understand it. But now that I've seen it so many times, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
I think I mentioned it a lot, but one of my favorite movies is Mystery Men.
Yeah.
The one with, like, it's got a nice little cast of characters in it, honestly. But the more you watch that, the more little things you'll pick up on that, and I just enjoy it more.
In my opinion, though, when it comes to films, it's the things in the background, like when a movie
Yeah.
But the best way that they do that is having like little things in the background that you don't notice,
Right?
And then upon other watchings, you see it in the background.
Yeah,
that's usually the best way.
I do that all the time.
Usually, you see a movie once and you're paying attention to things you're supposed to be paying attention to, but when you see it the next time on, you're always looking at that kind of other stuff.
Right.
I stared at this spot last time. I'm going to stare at this spot now.
Yeah, I
And
do
that's
that.
when you
I
hope
do
to see
that
cool
same
shit.
exact thing. You could see a movie literally 100 times, and on that 100th time, you're like, I never saw that.
Yep, it's pretty cool.
I did that
Those
with
are-
Elf
those
the
are-
other day. I'm like, I don't remember that happening.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie 5,000
Bye,
times.
buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Oh, that's my favorite part. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
Speaking of movies,
I have nothing to contribute already. I don't.
nice.
I
I
rarely
actually
watch
do.
movies.
Is it
I do.
Ant-Man?
Yeah, that's
what I'm
a
talking
that's a fair
about.
point.
Yeah.
I have a different.
You guys
opinion,
have
but
the same.
Holy shit, that is funny.
We got wavelength thing going on here.
I love it.
Have you ever seen Lennon and Dave in the same place at the same time?
Right now?
No, I haven't.
Because
Okay.
we're not seeing it right now at all.
Because
Right.
they're the same person. Ant-Man,
Ant-Man.
the world's
So-
dumbest superhero.
He's not too bad. He's the most ingenious superhero in terms of the stuff that he can do.
I don't know much about it. From what I understand, though, he's like very fucking smart.
Oh, he's the smartest character in Marvel.
Right.
Period. Yeah.
Right.
Let me just say something while I eat this cookie.
Ant-Man wouldn't work if he wasn't the smartest.
For
character
being
in
the
Marvel
smartest, for being the smartest dude in the Marvel universe, he doesn't seem to have a very good grasp on physics.
He's got a great grasp on physics. That's how he figured out, like, if he's tiny and goes to, like, uppercut and grows while he does it, the momentum is just
I feel like
astronomical.
that's not how that works.
That's absolutely how that works.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about physics.
Physics.
Fit.
I ain't know nothing about physics.
They ship me packages, that's all I know. Chalk one up for me.
Good job.
Point.
Chocolate makes
All right.
that sound. Chocolate makes
All right.
that sound?
The thing I was going to contribute, since you
Yeah.
guys were somewhat debating about
Somewhere.
movies, kind of.
Right.
Okay.
Is anybody here familiar with the Popcorn Talk Network?
Nope.
No.
Well, you're probably familiar
That's the
with
thing
their,
that Erica eats all the time, right?
She's got her own podcast called Popcorn Talk.
And it's just me eating popcorn.
You talking about popcorn.
Yep. I only made one
It's
episode.
like that.
Popcorn connoisseur.
It's like that one podcast that Wes was talking about the one time where he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm really into cigar podcasts."
Yeah.
So
All one of them.
yeah. So let's. Okay. So here's our cigar that we're gonna be smoking today. All right. And here it is, and it smells nice, and let's light it up. Your mom's a whore. And so Erica's popcorn talk would be, all right, so I just got this bag of Martin's popcorn.
And it's
No, it would be me going,
20 minutes of munching.
no, this
That was pretty good.
handful of popcorn.
Yeah, that's the first 20 minutes. Just
No, I just don't.
Oh, I'm out of cookies. I can't do that.
But I just never get to
Damn it.
talking because I can't stop eating
Probably
the
shouldn't have mentioned
popcorn.
popcorn.
And then it just gets to the point where I'm
My
like,
fault.
Erica's currently in a puddle thinking about popcorn.
oh.
all right. So
But
Ant-Man.
So
Go ahead.
Ant-Man.
You were going on your thing.
You
stuff.
probably
Ant-Man.
know their honest trailers that they do.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
It's the network that does that.
Oh. Okay.
This was what, like maybe a couple months ago. They started a podcast called Movie Fights, which they
Everybody's
also,
starting podcasts.
I probably
That's the
posted
thing.
this
That's
on
all
our
right,
group
actually.
cast, but or
Group chat.
group chat.
Prove
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
I get those backwards all the time too.
Yeah, but basically what it is though is you got 4 guys. One guy's usually the moderator, and they debate on movie stuff, like what you guys were doing there with the physics thing. It is some of the most engaging like conversations that I've ever heard.
That actually-
Yeah, I can get into that.
It is so fun to listen
if
to those
you
guys
like
talk
that,
about it.
let me turn you on to a different series that's pretty similar. It's called Overanalyzers, and it stars James Rolfe sometimes.
James Rolls.
Who is the guy?
Then does it really star him?
Okay, I guess it doesn't star him. But he's in it sometimes. He's the guy he's the angry video game nerd, for those of you who aren't aware.
Yes.
And it's him.
For those of you playing at home.
Yeah. For those of you playing at home, I'm Bill Clinton. I don't know
That's
why
not
that
a butterfly at all. Callbacks to like 70 episodes ago.
There was something that Joey said earlier about that was a song parody with Bill Clinton. I'm gonna try to remember it so I can say it later if I remember.
I'm looking forward to it.
But Overanalyzers is a show where they basically take like famous cartoons and like movies and basically just delve into the validity of the stuff that happens in it. Like, how exactly is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles possible? Like, how did that happen? And they, like, have a whiteboard, and they're, like, drawing, like, diagrams out, and they just argue for an hour.
That's pretty in-depth.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds actually pretty similar to this.
There aren't a lot of them. There's,
I'll
like,
have to
maybe
check that
12, but they're good.
All right.
They're good. If you are into, like, those specific things and are, like, really up... And
I love
up
animation,
into,
so that sounds right up my alley.
If you're really into, like, the canon and all that of those particular shows, then it's even better. But you don't have to. It's just them arguing about anything about that.
That's pretty awesome. I like the sound
I'll
of
have to check that out. You guys really do. You need to check this out. They have it.
If it's a podcast, I can
They
listen to
do
it.
have it. They do have it as a podcast. You can get it on iTunes. But the way that I watch it is on YouTube. That when they upload it on YouTube, they also do the video shot of it.
Right.
And I don't know, just the stuff that they get into and the passion and the arguing.
Very heated debates.
Some of them get really, really tense, and I don't know. I just love it.
That's pretty awesome.
Check it out.
That's pretty cool.
Tense.
So Ant-Man.
Yeah. Okay.
Marvel this week.
First of all, before you start, I just want to say,
yes,
I want you, with whatever you're going to say, to sell to me why Ant-Man is great.
Why Ant-Man is great?
Because
I don't know that Ant-Man is great. I just think that
this is exactly what they do.
He's the smartest guy in Marvel.
Okay.
He autistically smart.
Okay.
Wants nothing to do with like Tony Stark or Bruce Banner or any of the other smart people because he's like, these people are beneath me. So he's sort of a dick, but he's also gotten so smart that he's got like multiple personalities. Ant-Man was like one of the first Avengers, like in the original team. He was on that original team. Along with Wasp, which is a little redundant because she's like female Ant-Man, really.
Okay.
Except she flies. She's got that going for her.
Which is nice.
But Ant-Man has like constantly changed sides from like good to evil, just because he's gone fucking psycho and then not gone fucking psycho and then gone fucking psycho and then not gone fucking psycho.
I've made this point before when we've talked superheroes. Yeah. But I'm very specific about this.
Yeah.
Superhero movies, or superheroes in general, I only like them if they're very believable or completely off the wall crazy.
Okay.
Like the Infinity Gauntlet or something like that. Like something that's just out there and it's like high sci-fi fantasy sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like that's cool.
Yeah.
And stuff that's like really believable. Like
you'll find this really believable if you accept the fact that it was possible to research the thing that are called Pym particles, named after Ant-Man Hank Pym. Okay. That when they're exposed to whatever, they can either shrink down to a minute size or grow extremely large.
Okay. All I was trying to say with that is that I don't like the middle ground because it's weird. It's like a weird limbo of.
Would you consider that middle ground?
I don't know. I'd have to see it. I'd have to see it to make that.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like if you give up your suspension of disbelief for that, just like one thing, I think it would probably be pretty believable.
If you can pull that off in a movie or any type of media, you can do that. If you can take like one fact that's definitely not true and make it believable in the context of like a movie or anything, then you have no issues.
No, not at all.
Now,
what I'm thinking about this Ant-Man movie is that Marvel is like the Barry Bonds of movies right now. Like, they're hitting home run after home
DC's
run
like,
after home run.
Oh, we're trying to Justice League.
Don't look at us. They're like the kid who's working on their science project like the day before it's due. Like, don't look, it's not done yet. And they're like, we know, but we're not ready yet.
I have
They
this
reveal it and it's a
hugely
cup of dirt.
or sneaking suspicion that Batman v Superman is going to be so cluttered.
Yeah, I'm not. I
Because
don't
they're
like
restarting.
DC, so I'm not that interested.
Neither do I, but I believe they
I'm
can
kind
do
of torn
good
between
things.
both.
Wes
That's
is,
understandable.
I like
Wes is
the good
hardcore
for each one.
into DC, so
I
I
don't
wish
know
he was
why,
here so we
because
could
they have
discuss that.
Batman.
And that's it.
That's all
Batman?
that's all most people care about because
Yeah.
that's really all you need.
I
Like,
don't know.
That's all I really do care about.
They
Batman.
hit more than a home run, more than a grand slam with Batman.
Yeah.
Like Batman.
He's number one.
Batman
of all
is the
superheroes.
invention of baseball
Yeah.
compared
Yeah.
to everything
He is
else.
They
the
don't know what the
DC.
fuck to do with everybody else.
Yeah, now that everything
practic-
else is in place, it's just all inferior.
They're practically called Detective Comics because he's a detective.
Yeah.
I don't think that's why it's called that, but I understand.
That
your
was a
point.
joke,
but all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a couple episodes ago, not on our thing, but Game Grumps was talking about
how
Superman.
much they hate Superman.
Yeah,
I was about to bring that up.
That was a brilliant discussion because Aaron said that Superman is he's just like basically God. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Has all these powers, and anybody who likes DC as their favorite, and they say, "Oh,
not
well,
Superman."
yeah,
Number one is
it's
Superman.
not Superman." And if you're like, "Oh, well, who would win in a fight? Your favorite superhero or Superman?" They'd be like, "Oh, mine because of this and this and this." And just, no,
right.
that's not how it works.
See, the thing is, though, Superman pretty much has no flaws except for one. The whole kryptonite thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It's like
all I got.
it's like his
In my-
kryptonite or
right.
something.
yeah,
Right. A character that you get invested in usually has like flaws that you can relate to. When you have,
you know what?
yeah.
I think I forget where it comes from, but
Oh, this
I think
guy's
the
weak
term
to a rock. I don't know how I can relate to that.
Mary Sue. I forget. I think it's like an anime term or something like that. I can't remember, but it basically describes a character that is pretty much perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
And usually people don't like it because you don't have anything to sort of relate to.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing hand
I'm
motions.
getting punched.
I didn't mean to hit
What?
you.
Getting punched. Shit.
Those hands.
gonna-
It's like Dulcium over there. So
What's that?
Visual jokes.
I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast. I've had to have at some point.
Probably.
Batman
Batman.
is the best superhero ever because
I do agree
he
with
has no superpowers and he kicks ass
He has
all
money.
the time.
that. He has
Superman
money.
is the worst superhero ever because he has all the powers and still has that, like, I'm almost gonna lose, but I'm still gonna win
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you should just win immediately all the time.
There was a
I can get that.
Yeah.
yeah. There was a video I saw once. I don't remember who did it, but they do a lot of these things where it's like, who would win in this cross-platform
Death
fight?
Battle, or whatever it's called.
It might be that.
Yeah.
Where it was Goku versus Superman.
Mm-hmm.
They made it seem like it was really close.
Yeah.
Because of, like, all of the
'Cause they
stuff that
have to.
happens. Yeah, in Dragon Ball Z and with Superman. But Superman wins by a long shot.
Yeah.
Every time.
No,
Doesn't
exactly.
matter if you have, like, your second strongest character in anything, anywhere possible. He's still going to lose by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Possible.
I like how Batman is, like, always ready to kill Superman if he needs to. Like, that's one of the only things I know about DC Comics is that, like, it's known that Batman has secret files in the Batcave on every other hero and how to kill them.
Now, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Just in case.
That's why he's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Along the lines of superheroes, I just came across a post of someone who posted their Riddler collection.
Really?
I have never seen such a
So
Big
many
Riddler
question marks
collection.
in one place?
yeah. I mean, of course, I've seen real big collections, but I never knew someone could be that interested in the Riddler. This is probably everything that's
The
ever
Riddler
been
is-
made
the
about
What
Riddler
is it
is fucking
exactly?
amazing.
What
I
is
remember him being my favorite
What
when
is
I was
what?
a kid.
Is
Yeah.
it just like a series of, like, pictures and stuff?
No, it's collectibles. Like,
Oh, okay.
everything you can think of that would have the Riddler on it, there it is.
All right,
There's-
just to to interject for 1 second, I looked it up.
It's about the Riddler.
It's about Mary Sue.
Okay.
Mary Sue or Marty Stew, which is Mary Sue's for like a female character.
This
Marty
is like
Stew's for
Billy
a
Joe.
Marty Stew.
Billy Joe and Bobby Sue.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an idealized character that is not necessarily, but often like a wish fulfillment, like self-insert character.
Right.
Okay.
I just wanted to bring that up that way.
Basically, like if there was a person to represent Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Sort of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Cool.
Sorry, I just wanted to.
Like, here's this
So-
person who's gonna move along the plot, has no problems, just there it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not really into like collectibles
Me either.
for stuff, but there's one thing that I really want as a collectible. Did you guys ever play Arkham Asylum or Arkham City?
No, but
A
I
little
really
bit
want
of it.
to. I almost bought it for the Steam sale, and
They're really good games. They're
That's what I've
both
heard.
both excellent.
That's what I've heard.
There's collectibles in that game.
Okay.
They're all over the fucking place. They're Riddler trophies. They're these little trophies that have a big glowing green question mark on the top, and you really have
I wonder who made that.
You really have to solve some fucking mind games to pick up these things. Like,
okay, I
they're
like it
really
already.
hidden behind stuff.
That's
and,
the,
like,
that's the sort of thing. That's why Fez is so awesome to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because cryptic shit like that
Yeah.
is the coolest thing to me.
yeah,
That
like
make cryptic stuff.
when you're trying to get one of those things, except the ones that are just like hidden on like the highest place in the game
Yeah.
or stuff like that. They're you really feel like you're up against the Riddler trying to get some of these things because they're not all just little trophies. Some of them are also using your like little bat vision thing in a specific location on an object, and it's a riddle as to what object you have to use that on, like the city in the background or something like that.
Sure.
That's fucking genius. They made those trophies. They're like probably 2 feet tall, or maybe a foot and a half.
Okay.
Foot and a half tall. Big glowing green question mark and like this really awesome solid base. I want one of those things so
That
bad.
sounds pretty cool.
They only made like 2,000 of them or something like that.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I wonder
Yeah.
if this guy. I have to go back and look at this guy's
Probably.
pictures. Maybe he has
If
one.
he's a
has it.
massive
Can you describe
Riddler
it again?
fan,
Yeah, it's like a trophy. It looks like a trophy with the big green question mark on the top.
How big would you say it is?
If only I'd said that about 10 seconds ago. It's like a foot and a half, I think.
Oh, I
Wait,
rewind
the podcast. I missed you.
Now, Ant-Man.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
What they did.
The reason we have great conversations, we keep deviating.
I don't know. I want to get to my main point here.
It's really fucking funny.
It's been like 20 minutes.
Go on, get to your point.
So Marvel put out an Ant-Man trailer earlier this week.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
Nobody saw it because it's like 20 pixels by 40 pixels.
Oh,
Yeah. And I
that's
think
clever.
somebody did blow it up.
Yeah, I
it's
think
like
they did too.
it's like really
that's
shitty
okay.
resolution.
That's clever. I
Yeah,
like
of course.
that.
but-
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And the main thing is that they're showing the trailer, the actual trailer, full size, normal size.
They're
As
gonna
they
make it
put it,
really,
human
really
size
big.
trailer.
On the
size trailer.
on the Marvel show that
They're only
ABC
gonna
is putting
they're
out this
only
weekend or
gonna
something.
play it at drive-ins.
Yeah, that would be really fucking cool.
That'd be cool. I'd
And
go
we
to a
still need
drive-in
like
for
those
that.
opera glasses. Like, what? They should put out the whole movie that way.
Oh,
Wes
that would be a great joke to play on like one specific
Yeah.
like theater that they show it in.
That would be pretty cool.
Wes
That would be
just
pretty
texted
cool.
me and said
Or-
he's not gonna make it. By the way,
Okay, let's do that.
so
Or
don't
like,
get your hopes up, internet.
No
it's like-
ambulance.
It's like Wes Williams' joke, like the pirated version of the Ant-Man movie
Yeah.
should be that small. Just like the Spider-Man movie that he got is just fart sounds anytime he shoots a web.
And it's exactly the same length as how long it comes out. Why is it that we have our best conversations when we talk about superheroes?
I don't know.
It's always how it
don't know.
is.
Because
It's
superheroes
what
are
we
fun.
all know.
Well, I know the least, but I can
I don't know
still
much
sort
about
of
it.
It's
weave my
impossible
way
to
in
not
there
know anything.
sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially in the
Absolutely
day,
impossible.
especially in the day and age where the giant
Blip, 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 blip.
blockbuster
Blockbuster.
movies
Blip,
are pretty much
With-
based
with
off of comic
Marvel
books, you know?
being the gods of the movie theater.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason
what
I know
everybody
so
looks
much
forward
about
to.
Batman now is because I wake up every Saturday and Sunday morning and watch the Adam West series.
That doesn't teach you shit.
No, I learned a good. I learned
that one-
Vincent Price was not a villain.
That
No,
was
he
meant
played
to
a terrible
be-
egghead. No, but I learned.
Egghead is not a villain outside that.
I know he's
that,
not.
That show.
No, but I mean, I didn't know who the Riddler was. I didn't even know who
okay.
the Penguin was. I knew nothing. I knew
Yeah?
the Joker.
Well,
So I learned a lot of the big
Yeah.
heroes and stuff, and I learned some stuff about Batman that's actually true through everything that I never learned before.
The Riddler will always be Jim Carrey to me.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he fit that role perfectly.
He is perfect.
It was pretty damn good.
And that's a bendy
Beyond the
motherfucker.
guy that
I don't
originally
know.
played it, the guy who played it in the Adam
He
West.
did all right.
I can't think. No, I thought he was really good.
That's
Yeah,
kind
all
of
I know
like
that
how...
just because of how he was played, that's my dad's
That-
favorite villain
that-
because
was
of
that
how
forever?
it was played.
I don't know.
Was
I
that-
actually
was that
don't.
Return?
I have the titles of all of those mid '90s Batmans
Except
are
for
just
Batman
so
and Robin.
shuffled in my head.
Yeah.
Not even that one. I
Okay.
don't know.
That's the one with George Clooney and his bat nipples.
Oh,
Bat
yeah.
nipples.
That movie.
They're
Yeah.
all just in my head as
That booby.
as just
That
shuffled
booby.
cards.
That
basically.
boobies.
Titties. Sorry.
Today's.
Okay, great. What was I just gonna say?
Oh,
This happens all the time. It's the worst.
I don't
nice.
know.
Superheroes.
Blame me off, Johnny.
Jim Carrey, bendy motherfucker.
Oh,
There we go.
they had some surprisingly good casting choices sometimes.
Yeah.
For those movies.
Well, yeah,
Val Kilmer as Batman was a little weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
didn't
see
see
him
that.
as Batman.
No,
Also, George Clooney as Batman is also weird.
No,
Was
Yeah.
that Tommy Lee
About
Jones
Ben
who played
Affleck.
Two-Face?
yeah, that
I-
didn't work.
I didn't like that one.
It was
I don't
too.
know.
It was too cartoony a Two-Face.
Yeah.
Tommy
didn't
Lee
work out.
Jones is himself a character.
A little bit. Yeah,
In a way, yeah.
he does a lot of good roles.
The
though.
guy who played the Joker,
Heath Ledger?
I always do this. I always forget
He
actor
did a
names
good
when I'm
Joker.
trying to think of them. Well, in context, yes, he was.
Yeah,
But like for
Oh.
the classic Joker,
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson,
Yeah.
because he's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
I'll give you
naturally
that, but
fucking
to
crazy.
me,
For
the
me-
Joker will always be Cesar Romero.
Oh,
for
with his
me-
mustache that
That's
he
too
With
bad.
refused,
his painted over mustache.
that he refused to shave.
For me, though,
Rest in peace.
this is just a personal preference. There's only one Joker for me, and
And
that's
it's-
Mark Hamill
Okay, yeah.
from
I was
Well,
just
Batman the
yeah,
Animated Series.
yeah.
To me, I don't know. It's just
It's beyond perfect.
yeah.
It's just beyond
The
perfect.
laugh
what he
is-
does. Yeah.
I can't even begin to.
It's not possible. It's just
Fucking-
not possible.
Fucking.
He's one of those really great actors that somehow you forget about.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, he's
yeah.
Luke Skywalker, and then you're like, well, what
His-
else did he do?
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
voice acting is fantastic.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
He did something
Really,
Yeah, I
else.
don't think I've
I
ever
can't-
seen anything else that
It-
he's done
Star
that I can
Wars-
think of.
Do you know like
Let's take
the
a look.
iconic cartoon / video
The one-
game Joker voice?
The one from the 90s. The
You're gonna have to hear some stuff. Tell you what, remind me when this is over. We're gonna play
Okay.
for her the. You guys probably don't know about this either because you never played Arkham Asylum.
I know
Someday
that
I will.
Hamill did it in a couple of them.
He did it all of them.
Was it all of them? Okay. I didn't know whether or not he quit like halfway through something.
He
like that.
sings, and
Okay.
he sings "Only You," and it's like it's creepy as fuck,
Oh,
and it's
this is
so
gonna be
awesome.
good.
I think I'm just gonna go ahead and buy that when I get back home.
It's a great game. I'm telling you, it's
Because
really good.
It was
From
Again,
yeah.
final boss fight,
So I know
ass.
that. I know I saw that John.
ass. Yeah.
So I know that, and I know nothing else.
Rest of the game, it's so good. Arkham City is awesome. Also,
Mark.
No, we're not cooking.
I never 100% in Arkham City, but I did it 100% Arkham Asylum.
I heard that one was good too.
It's very good.
Now Arkham
Little large,
Origins,
that's why I never
I've
went
heard,
back to it.
is
Yeah.
yeah.
Haven't touched that one.
I-
I think it's. I think was kind of what was expected out of that one. It was
Yeah.
like a prequel kind of thing, but it was also done kind of quick compared to the other ones.
Now, he's been in a lot of stuff.
He's done.
He
he's
has.
done a lot of things.
Holy crap!
The next one that they're working on right now that comes out, I think, sometime this year, probably going to be really fucking good. They made a new villain as the main villain.
Like completely
of-
new villain.
Yeah, it's called the Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight. There.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah,
I was trying to
Isn't
think
that
of
what the game is
the
called?
game is called Arkham Knight. Yeah, and it's basically sort of a Batman-looking character.
Okay.
but think Iron Man Batman.
Okay.
Ah,
Like that's
Nice.
pretty much
So-
what this is.
Very
Here
nice.
are some of the things that Mark Hamill has been in, aside from things as Luke Skywalker
Yes.
and the Joker.
Before we
Yes.
start, one of my favorites is his role as like Fire Lord Ozai in Avatar: The Last
I did
Airbender.
not know that was him.
It's very subdued yet extremely
Interesting.
menacing. Like a lot of his villains are like
Now,
sort of over
while
the
we're
top
on
in a
that
way.
topic, I just want to say, I felt like that show is fantastic for all it's worth.
Never seen it. Should.
You should.
should.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
For an
Especially the
animation
second season.
team that fooled people into some people into thinking that it was an actual anime.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. That and many other things makes it a fantastic show.
Yeah.
But I feel like him as like, for lack of a better term, the final boss in the show. It seemed a little weird because he was always in the background. You never saw his face, and then suddenly you did, and he's like, "Oh, I'm the evil guy!" All of a sudden.
Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, it was weird to me.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Now, I know people won't agree with me with that, but that's how I feel about that. It was weird to me when I was watching that show.
I can see where you're coming from, though. In my opinion, though, I think they built it up rather well.
Okay.
It's like, I'm assuming it's like a big mysterious character who stays mysterious until like the very end.
The third
and
season
then
is when
they're a
show
little
'em.
disappointing that they're not as mysterious, or like they didn't live up to the hype.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it best.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
A much tamer example is Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, how you never saw his face, ever.
Yeah.
And, like, I
haven't watched that in forever.
I saw the final episode of Inspector Gadget, and...
Did they show it? Did they show him? I don't know.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
getting to
remember.
it. I wanted to know, like, if, like, you ever saw his face. So I was like, if there's any time you'd see his face, it would be in, last episode.
Right.
Yeah.
What happened?
Wasn't there, like, a toy, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say. Yeah, there was...
I'll stop.
I'll just jump right into that. There was a McDonald's or Burger King toy for when that show was popular. And he is one of the toys, and you see him, he's like a cyborg. He looks really...
I feel like I
odd.
should have had one of those toys, because I remember when they were toys, and I had gotten
That's
some
the only
of them.
time you ever see his face. The final episode is called Inspector Gadget's Last Case, go figure.
No way.
Whoa!
In which
I wonder what happened.
some scientist creates
He died.
this, like, potion, basically, that can turn you into anybody you want. And so, Inspector Gadget, at the very end, turns the chief into Dr. Claw, and he gets arrested, and it's like, well, I guess we don't have to worry about Dr. Claw anymore.
I don't think that's how that works.
That's how it worked for them.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
Ooh. I don't even know.
Whatever.
That's how they ended
I
off
don't
that
even
show.
know.
That's
Yeah.
how they ended off that show.
You know,
I wasn't the biggest fan of that, or that show specifically, but
Inspector Gadget's decent.
yeah.
I mean,
It's decent.
from what I remember as a kid, I haven't
As
seen
far
it.
as very formulaic shows go, that one was decent.
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's, the whole mysterious character suddenly revealed to be a little disappointing kind of thing is interesting. Excuse me. James Bond had to do it backwards, which is interesting. They had the recurring villain of Blofeld.
I have yet to see a James Bond
But
movie.
then the last movie that Blofeld was in, they couldn't show him very much at all, and they had to kill him off in the beginning of one of the movies.
That's weird.
It's because Blofeld was the head of the evil organization Spectre, and Spectre was in like the first 8 movies.
Isn't that
or
the name
something.
of the newest, the one that's coming up?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's the start of Spectre. Because they kind of
So
the
that's
James
where
Bond movies are now like a Mobius strip. How they kind of wrapped themselves
Right.
back around to the beginning.
So strange.
Like M is the head of the
Yeah.
the
And now it's Q, right?
no. Q was always a different person.
Oh, okay.
Q was the guy in charge of the gadgets.
Okay.
M was the head of the British Secret Service organization. In the first however movies, it was this dude.
Yeah.
And then that guy went away, and Judi Dench was then M. And then as they go on, in Skyfall, the latest movie to come out,
She
Spoilers,
dies.
by the
she
way, if you haven't
dies,
seen it.
and now it's this
out for a
dude.
while.
You
And
never know.
And because Daniel Craig's movies are the start of the Bond timeline again, it's like this weird loop of
twisted in
M's,
on
honestly,
itself.
I was actually
where
just
it's the
about to
guy,
ask.
and it's Judi Dench, and it's the guy, and it's Judi Dench, and it just keeps going around if you think about
I was
it
just
that
about
way.
to ask, like, is there a timeline for all of those movies so they're all
Yeah,
canon?
there is. There is, yeah.
Interesting.
It's just not in complete order. Basically, it's just if you take Daniel Craig's and move him to the beginning.
I feel like it's
that's
sort of
it.
similar to the Zelda timeline in a way.
Kind of.
So like the movie version.
But my point is, Blofeld, Spectre was the evil organization in like the first 7 movies or something like that. And then some guy who's generally known as just being a total asshole was like, I created Spectre. I demand to have all sorts of money and the rights to this.
$1 million.
Well, yeah, a little bit. I'd like to think he did that. So after debating whether or not to go to court with this guy and try and fight all this stuff, MGM just decided, fuck it, Spectre isn't a thing anymore. So in the beginning of one of the movies, Blofeld is the villain, but you never really see much of him because they couldn't show much of him. Okay. And he just gets dropped out a fucking smokestack, and Spectre is never heard of again.
All right.
Beautiful.
So, going back to Mark Hamill, I have up the list of all the movies he's been in, and a lot of them are, in fact, like, animated
What are the most important ones?
That's the thing.
Okay.
I have no idea what almost all of these are.
Oh, okay. Well, which ones do you know?
None of them. Except for...
Well, it's not almost all of them. Now,
except for Star Wars and Batman.
Okay.
Let's see. He's in some very strangely titled movies, such as Walking Across Egypt, Sinbad Beyond the Veil of Mists, Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders.
I have seen that.
Queer Duck the movie.
Yes.
Choose Your Own
Queer
Adventure.
Duck.
Queer Duck.
Choose Your Own Adventure, The Abominable Snowman.
How does that work as a movie?
Duck's gay.
I feel like
if you
these
want to
must
take the
have
left
been-
path, fast forward to the 8:57 mark.
I wonder if that's actually how it is. I'm gonna look
I
it
feel
up
like
in a second.
the most of
videos that
these
do
are
that
probably.
nuts.
Yeah.
Can you confirm my suspicion? Are the or
Suspicion.
suspicion? Suspicion.
Conspiracy,
I
suspicion.
can't talk.
That's
I'm
suspicion.
sorry.
I can't anyway. It's fine.
Are these
Neither can
all
I.
older roles?
The ones that that I just read to you are like late 90s, early 2000s.
That's what I would have guessed, yeah.
Okay.
But the oldest film he's been in is called Wizards. I don't know what it is.
Yeah?
It's called Wizards.
It's about
Okay.
wizards.
Some of the other stuff he's been
You're
in.
a wizard, Harry.
Through the Mobius Strip. Robotech, The Shadow Chronicles.
That sounds like a win.
Tom and Jerry, Shiver Me Whiskers.
Never mind. There's your winner.
Dante's Inferno, the animated epic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sushi Girl.
Sushi
No, that's
Girl.
the best one.
And
You can eat her.
Yeah. It's a fast movie.
She's edible. Yeah.
Yeah. Cast
She's just a fish.
Comic Book the Movie.
Oh, God.
I want to find out what Queer Duck the movie is.
Not a gay duck.
I need to find that out right now.
I feel like we're going into a rabbit hole that we cannot escape from.
Okay.
Yes.
So while you find that out, are you gonna move our shit?
I need to get up and do something.
Oh my God.
I'm going
I can turn the heat off down
black
there
hole.
if you prefer that.
Alright, you sit your ass back down.
I moved
there.
it as quietly as possible.
I know.
I need
it's, it's cool. It's
We'll
cool.
deal with it.
Don't worry about it.
Fix that.
Shifting.
Fix that.
I'm
shit.
doing it
Here at
quietly.
Groupcast, I can assure you that we are all professionals.
Yeah, get it close, as close to you as you
Especially
can.
when I'm boxed into a corner.
Fucking close.
Okay.
Not even fucking close. Did you find
Queer
it
Duck
already?
the Movie is a direct-to-DVD film based on the popular web series Queer Duck, produced by
Popular.
Icebox.com
Popular is used very
from
loosely here.
Mishmash Media Incorporated.
Mishmash.
The film first aired on the gay-themed channel Logo in July
that
July 16th, 2006. Then it was released on DVD July 18th, 2006. The film reunites the original creators and cast of Queer Duck, plus special guest stars Conan O'Brien as himself,
Oh, well, there you go. Perfect choice.
Tim Curry as Peccary the Butler,
Tim Curry.
Okay.
He's gonna play a butler.
Jeff,
Casey?
huh?
We need to find a copy of this.
We need to watch this
I think
movie.
we do.
And we need to watch it.
I think we need to commentate over it too. Jeff Glenn Bennett as the main antagonist, a homophobic, bigoted priest.
Redundancy.
This.
It gets better.
This.
Named Reverend Vandergelding. Mark Hamill as a hot dog vendor.
Mark Hamill.
There you go.
Perfect.
Bruce Villanch or Villanch.
Oh, Bruce Valanche.
there you go.
But-
As himself.
Blank.
As himself?
As himself.
Bruce Valanche isn't interesting as himself in the slightest.
I don't know who that is.
He was a frequent on Hollywood Squares in like the 2000s.
Oh, God.
That was his biggest role, to be honest with you.
Oh, boy.
That's what he had. It was him
there's-
and Whoopi Goldberg.
There's
That was
more.
about it.
This is an all-star cast.
Yes, it
Sort
is.
of. Andy Dick as the former drag queen Rex, formerly Regina.
So as himself.
Yeah. Jackie Hoffman as Broadway actress Lola Buzzard.
Sounds hot.
April Winchell doing additional voices, and David, I don't know how to pronounce that last
Shit,
name,
I'm in the movie.
as Tiny Jesus.
It's not Duchovny,
Tiny
is it?
Jesus.
It is, yeah.
David Duchovny?
Yeah.
Oh, my
cool.
god!
As Tiny Jesus.
You know who that is, right?
No.
No.
Agent Mulder.
Mulder from X-Files.
The X-Files, yeah.
Oh.
Never seen
I never watched
Californication, main dude.
It's okay, I never watched it
seen
either.
X-Files.
Okay. It's a
I don't
good
like
show.
it. I don't like X-Files.
There's a lot of TV and movies that I haven't seen.
X-Files, I've always loved that
I really
show.
want to
I
read this whole
never
plot,
could
but
get
that
into
is,
it,
that is
ever.
Wikipedia's, like, here's what this is about.
Okay.
Does it have a link to a website where we can buy this shit?
Just go on Amazon. You can get anything on Amazon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There's Queer Duck the Movie at TV.com. I don't know if that is anything, but I will search for it after the podcast, and we'll see if we can find it.
I'm gonna look right now.
This sounds like
great.
we're gonna record ourselves watching this, by the way.
I'm so glad we looked up what Mark Hamill has been
I
in.
knew this was going to be a rabbit
That's
hole.
amazing.
To knock it out.
Yeah, that's pretty
I wanna
awesome.
I called it.
Choose your own adventure, The Abominable Snowman. Viewers make choices every 3 to 6 minutes using their DVD player remote control. To
Aha!
determine what
That
happens.
That one also.
That's
could
actually
be-
kind of cool.
It could be.
It's kind of cool.
It's on
That
Amazon.
could make for a good
With
video.
William H. Macy and Frankie Muniz.
It'd be better.
That's a winner.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah, I think YouTube videos will do it much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
that's true.
annotations. I'm a big fan of the Marvel vs. Capcom series, and I looked up a video of like tutorials of how to play one of these characters really well. And
Okay.
it was done in annotations. Like, the main video came up as click here to get to basic moves, this one for like combos, and it just
That's
all
really cool.
flowed so beautifully. Such a
Mark
great
Hamill is a
That's a good way
character
to do
named
it.
Jamling.
Oh, okay.
And also, this movie is based on an actual book. Like, specifically one book by one dude.
Yeah. Was he the director too? I feel like that's the only way this thing could have gotten made.
Nope, it was by R.A. Montgomery, and it was directed by Bob Duquette.
All right.
There you go.
Anybody knows. That's a great
Yep.
sign. That's a great
I
sign.
have no
Looking at
material for
pictures
that.
from Queer Duck, it appears that the duck is dating an alligator with real bad hair.
Let's not know anything else other than that.
He
That's
should,
all I
Yeah.
could
he
find.
should hook up with Howard the Duck.
I can't even
See,
find
that's what I'm
Tiny-
thinking when I
I
hear
see
it.
no tiny Jesus in any of these pictures, but I see the alligator.
He's so tiny you can't see him. He's like Ant-Man.
Also, comic book
Bringing
the
it back
movie.
around.
Yeah.
Comic book
Oh,
the
there's
movie
Conan as himself.
revolves around comic book fan Don Swan
Don Swan.
and his battle against a fictional film studio, which is about to announce a film based on his favorite superhero, Commander Courage. Starring Mark Hamill as Donald Swan, and also it was directed by him.
Don Swan. I like that.
Interesting. Well,
Oh, God.
so what we're trying to say here is Mark Hamill has only ever been in Star Wars and Batman.
Nothing
don't-
else exists. Actually, we'll determine that after we watch Queer
Queer
Duck.
Duck.
Then we'll decide.
I can't find the whole movie. You have to pay for it on YouTube.
Yeah,
But they have bits and pieces.
we'll figure it out.
We'll find bits and pieces.
Oh, we'll
There's
find a
bits and-
way.
there's a trailer.
We can commentate over that.
will find a way.
Queer Duck, the movie. Homo no mo.
Homo no mo.
This gets better.
Homo
No
no
mo.
mo.
No mo.
This gets
Like
better
M-O
every time.
apostrophe.
Okay, now you can stop there. We don't need to know anything.
Yeah,
Okay,
stop
closing
looking
out,
stuff up.
closing
Yeah,
out.
stop looking up stuff
I was
about
looking to
this
see if I
movie.
could find the fucking movie.
No, that's
Being
fine.
helpful, shit.
That's a great subtitle there for that
Oh,
movie.
fuck.
Homo no mo.
Homo no mo.
Oh, fuck.
So did you guys hear about that couple that was locked in a closet for 2
Yes.
days? That wasn't actually locked?
I heard about
And
it, but I
they
did not read the
Where's-
And
story.
they shit in the closet.
Yeah.
They were high on
But 2 days.
cocaine.
It was 2 days that they were in that closet.
How much
Wasn't it in a
cocaine
college,
did they
too?
do?
Yeah, it was.
It was in a college classroom or something. And
in a
they
closet that doesn't lock.
Yeah, and they thought they were stuck in there, so they were in there for 2 days, and they found human feces in it. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
security
It
guard was like,
doesn't-
"Hello."
I just have one question.
You know how they found them?
No, I didn't hear that part.
The dude called 911 on his phone.
Ah,
They were in there for 2 days.
no.
I just have a
He
question
called. He just
about
He
that.
just called.
Were both of these people R. Kelly?
No.
no, but they did look like shit.
Yeah,
got
they did
that.
look like shit.
got that.
The chick had a tattoo of a dollar sign on her throat.
Well, then you know that's the winner right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
They look like Heath Walkemeyer's long-lost cousins.
They
Yeah,
did.
They probably were.
Yeah,
And
they
she-
might have been, yeah.
And she had so much eyeliner on, she was dead.
Yeah, she looked dead.
It's
yeah.
like someone
Dead.
punched her in the eye. It was that much black around her
It
eye.
was like she was the lead in a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah.
All that eye black has to evolve.
That's who.
Dun, dun,
This whole
dun,
episode
dun,
is gonna
dun, 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 dun.
This whole episode is going to
Me
be
and
the
Dave not
next
being able to say
misspellings
anything.
word.
There's,
See,
another,
I'm
there's another one right there.
I'm
This
taking
word.
material and I'm gift wrapping. God damn it! Gift. There you
Gift
go. I'm
wrapping.
gift wrapping it to you.
Oh man! Speaking of gift wrapping, we never talked about stuff that happened on Christmas.
Shit didn't happen to me on Christmas.
I got bruised.
gotta go to
On
the
New
store.
Year's, I got bruised by a cat.
Oh,
I did
okay.
meet this adorable
I was
fucking
just-
dog, though.
I was just gonna ask, like, did you guys get anything interesting, or give anything interesting for that matter?
I got this microphone, and I got
From
Star
yourself?
Bomb album 2.
And I got you Skyward Sword. Aren't
That's
I
true.
nice?
That is true. That is.
Gift that keeps on giving.
I'm excited to play that some more.
Let me know
Said
when.
Bomb Bowling.
Well, the first
Bomb
episodes haven't come out yet, so we'll
know.
get to that. I'm gonna finish this How to
excited for
Play. I'm putting out
We'll see
episode 1. I'm making the 10 short game things, then probably episode 2, and then we'll go from there.
All right,
We'll
cool.
figure it out from there.
I got the complete novel, epic, whatever you want to call it, of this comic series called Bone. Have you guys heard of it?
It was very
Yeah.
popular when I was in middle school.
No.
Me too.
So
That's not the show on
That's-
Fox.
I didn't read it, but I
That's
knew a lot
about-
of people who did.
That was right after it ended.
Okay.
It's 3. Well, it was originally like it came in. It has chapters
Okay.
for each novel,
Yeah.
but they originally came out as like those chapters were individual comics.
Oh, okay.
But they eventually turned into like novels, and I have all 9 of them
Nice.
in one, and it's such a great series. If you happen upon it, you should definitely read it because
Cool.
it's that good.
Wow.
It's won like a ton of awards, and it's like it mixes like Saturday morning cartoons or like comic strips
Yeah.
with like high fantasy.
Oh,
It's
very
nice.
interesting.
It's very different and interesting.
Yeah. I wish I had the patience to draw shit like that.
Yeah,
I
I don't
would
even have
don't
the
we all?
patience.
I
to
would
draw
put
that.
out some cool stuff.
Yeah,
I always got ideas
I
flowing.
wish I could draw.
Unbeknownst to all of you,
Yeah.
I've been writing this one, inspired from that comics series. I've been writing this series for probably 3 years now, called Twitch, and
Is it
it's
about live streaming?
not
That's
quite.
not the. Yeah, that's not the thing you showed us, right?
I don't know. I don't know if I showed it
You
to you
showed
or
us
not.
a comic you had been writing.
I've written a lot of comics, so I don't know. But this is one that's been in the works for 3 years, and it's each page is an episode, and it's currently 80 pages long. So
Interesting.
I'll have to show it to you guys sometime. I might put in the links to my hold on. To my now defunct DeviantArt page to when I uploaded those things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was before my printer broke
Yeah.
by snapping it in half.
Everything.
Oh, that's a shame. That is a
Your
shame.
printer was snapped in half.
Horizontal. It's not as awesome as it sounds.
Yeah, we were trying to replace one of the ink cartridges, and like the lid to get into that wouldn't
Yeah.
lift all the way. So we were like, okay, and it snapped.
Oh, I just pictured you take it from each side, just like crack it over your head or something.
That's
Crack
what
it
I
on
was
me.
thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you crack a printer in half?
You must
You
be
get,
really
That's
you get
the
pissed off
Bruce,
to do
you
that.
get Bruce Lee over. Just karate chop down
He
the
comes
center.
back from the dead.
Yeah.
For a second, I
crack
thought you
a
were talking
printer in
about
half.
Bruce Banner. I was like, he doesn't sound like that.
No, it doesn't. Whoop, smash! And then just karate chop shit. It's Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim is the Hulk now.
Dave or Erica, did you guys get or give anything interesting?
I gave my brother the entire series of the Golden Girls.
All right.
Very
Such
nice.
a winner. So much B. Arthur.
I know, right? Speaking of B. Arthur, did you ever hear the show Maude?
Well, yeah.
Maud.
I didn't know if you did. That's what Keith was calling Amy the other night. He's like, you're just Maude. And she was so mad because she didn't know what Maude was. And I
Mad
got
Maud?
in on it.
She was Mad Maud?
Mad Maude.
Mad Maud?
And
Mad
we
Maud?
just kept calling her Maude. She's like, I don't even know who Maude is.
I would love to make a TV okay, I was gonna say TV show, and then I wanted to change
TV
it to
cartoon show.
I wanted to change it to web cartoon in the middle of my sentence.
Okay.
Because
you're delving into dangerous territory there.
It would work much better as an
Dairy
animated
territory.
web cartoon
Okay.
called Mod Squad, but every character is B. Arthur.
Do it. But other than
It's like a
I'd
hybrid
watch
between House of Cosby's and Too Many Cooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch that.
Too many
I
mods.
wanna-
I
I wanna
only
take
see
it-
that on
Too many
Saturdays.
I just
Too
want to
many
take the show
mods.
Mod Squad, but I want to make every character be B. Arthur.
Too many mods. You're gonna need to uninstall Skyrim and reinstall it again. Because you got too many mods.
But other than that, I got gift cards, GPS, sweatshirt, rosary beads, you know.
I've discovered that getting socks and underwear for Christmas becomes more and more
It matters
Awesome.
more the
Yeah.
older you are.
That was a
Every
Tumblr
time.
post the other
Yeah.
day.
Because
Yeah,
when
it's
you
true.
when you're like 7 or 8, it's like, oh,
bullshit.
socks, fuck this shit. But when you're like 20 to
Holy shit, socks, I
25,
needed these.
or let's say up to even like 70, and you
Yeah.
get a pair of like socks or a shirt, you're like, I really needed this.
Yeah.
That was the
Right.
exact Tumblr post.
You just saved me a trip to the Bon-Ton.
The JCP.
The J.C. Penney.
No, you know what's even worse?
Penny.
What's even worse is that store Bonworth. Have you ever gone in there?
Bonworth?
No.
It is- it should
There's
be-
one in
It's-
the North Hanover Mall.
I'm
Or
sorry,
it used to be. It's
Bonworth?
not in the.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
it's not
sounds
there
like a
anymore?
made-up
Wasn't there
thing
years.
from
Yeah.
like
It's been gone for
Miracle on
years.
34th
Okay.
Street.
Yeah.
But
it
no,
sounds
you
like
walk
the-
you walk in there and it's just depressing grandma clothes. You know the sweaters.
It's a bunch of old lady
sweaters
stuff.
with the birds, with the birdhouse.
It's like the
and-
same clothes that they put in there in the
Yeah.
1940s.
It's like that
they just haven't
community
sold
aid in
yet.
Hanover.
Right.
Huh?
It's like that community
That is
aid in
highly
Hanover.
accurate.
Yeah.
Very much the same.
And it's just a sad store. And it's like old people, since they shrink so much, you can get a petite small there that's like the size of my finger. And
Man,
it's
they
a
really shrink down.
Yeah, really. Tiny Jesus could wear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to find out where in that story Tiny Jesus fits in.
I didn't see him anywhere in the picture, so maybe he's just a voice
It's
or
a magical
something.
journey
and you
that
can't
I
see him.
can't wait to have.
Yep.
Now, Dave, you said you had a story about Christmas.
Yes. Beforehand though, I
Too
got
many Jesus?
not
Not
that many.
Oh,
Aw, no one can see that, but cool.
Uh,
My mom won one.
I got a nice like tea set to make tea now.
That's cool.
Which
I got a tea set. I can have
Yes.
tea parties
I got
for my
this.
animals.
Party.
so
From
I
Tivana.
it is, yes.
Oh, that place is the shit.
I know.
I love tea.
I got that. But probably the best thing that I got was one of the coolest experiences I've had in a while.
Okay.
I played one of the most interesting games of Cards Against Humanity.
Oh yeah.
I went
When
to
you're done with that, I have a discussion about
Yeah,
Cards
I
Against
saw.
Humanity.
I don't know if I actually heard it or if I just heard it in my head. But when he said Cards Against Humanity, you went,
That was in your head, but I did it mentally.
yeah,
so,
I thought
yeah.
so. Yeah, I could hear it
And
mentally
this
from
will
over
be
here.
a great
Everyone's
segment.
Okay,
mentally
go ahead.
linked but me.
I went to Christmas Day night. I went to
Both of them.
my girlfriend's aunt's house. They were having a big party,
Christmas
go
Day
there.
night.
and one of her cousins was like, "So I brought this game along."
I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
I was like, "Oh boy,
It's a great
if this
game.
is what I think it is, I'm gonna have a lot of fun." He's like, "It's called Cards Against Humanity." I started busting out laughing.
Yeah.
We played this.
Ah,
We all got around this like massive long table. There's a lot of people there, including 3 60-year-old ladies,
Okay.
about a couple 20-year-olds who have played the game a lot. But probably the best part, her 80-year-old grandfather was there, and he played.
Yeah.
So
He played to win.
So we had to explain it to him, or one
We
of
had to
his.
explain to him what smegma was.
It wasn't. It was pixelated bukkake.
Oh.
That one of the
How
the
did
ants
how
had
did
to
you break
explain.
it to him?
I didn't. It,
Oh, okay.
it was between him and
It's when a
an
bunch
ant,
of guys jerk
and a
off
bunch
of
of-
pixels on a chick.
and it
Yeah,
was
you know.
it was this.
Are they in Minecraft?
They are, yes.
What?
They were whispering in his ear.
Yes.
Oh no!
I
I swear to God, I
no.
cannot. It was amazing.
Did you guys happen to watch that video that came out like 3 months ago or something? That
was
was
it?
like 3 or 4 like 70-year-old ladies getting high for the first time and
Yes.
playing Cards Against Humanity? I never watched it. Was it any good?
It was pretty funny.
I thought so.
I haven't even heard of that.
I've only ever played one good game of Cards Against Humanity,
Yeah.
and that was
The first one?
I've
I
never
don't
played it.
remember
usually
my
the-
first time.
I don't
It's
even
usually
know
the
what you-
first
I don't
one
even know
that's
what you
the
do.
best. Didn't
It's
Yeah.
apples
From
to
what I've seen.
apples, but
I've never
Yeah.
played Apples.
The first time I
Apples.
ever heard of it was episode 21 of Groupcast, where
Yeah.
Riley brought it up, and I didn't believe him. I didn't believe him was real, because this was his example. His example of a white card and a black card was, this steak tastes delicious. It tastes just like blank. Vagina. It's like, that you're making that up.
not even close.
Yeah.
It is very
That's a
real.
more tame answer.
Yeah. I don't remember the first time I played it, so obviously not that memorable. The one
Yeah.
that was memorable was, it was New Year's, I think, 2 years ago, where it was my parents, their friends, Amber, and Dan. And the best moment, I may have talked about it on the show before, but I'm going to bring it up again, was, the best moment was, my mom's friend, who is, probably in his 60s, and he looks like old Luigi, because he wears a green hat. And
I've
he's
seen
got,
that man.
He
does.
Yeah, he's got like a white mustache, and he's very Irish.
Just like Luigi.
Just like Luigi. he looks like him, and that's about it. But yeah, his first time playing this, because his wife had bought it, and she's like, "Oh, I've heard so many good things about this game. We're all gonna play it together." Okay, and the card that he brings out is, "This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with blank."
Yeah.
The first white card he flips
boy.
over was, and he read it every time.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was like, "This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with some goddamn peace and quiet." And everybody just loses
That's
it.
it. That's the winner. Good night, everybody. We're done.
But other than that, Cards Against Humanity gets less and less funny the more you play it, because you already know all the cards.
Yeah.
Right.
And despite
Yeah.
the fact
Yeah, I
that
agree.
there are...
And it would be hilarious for me, because I've
The-
never played it.
I haven't
This
either, but I have
the
no
one that I
interest.
played on Christmas night was my second time playing it.
Yeah.
So the first time I was somewhat sober, but everybody else was incredibly drunk.
Okay.
So it was really fucking funny.
Yeah,
but
I
I
bet
could
that
I could
works
see
out
what you're
well.
saying.
Yeah.
I bet that works pretty
I
well.
think it was Ryan on group chat who posted this article about Cards Against Humanity. It was really
I
long.
read that article.
Yeah. What did you think about that?
It's probably quite accurate.
Okay. So basically in this article, which I will try to find and put in the links, but if I can't, I'm going to give you the synopsis, and that is that basically Cards Against Humanity, because you know the cards, gets less and less funny, and as a result you realize this is a little offensive.
Well, it's the point of the game.
Yeah.
It is the
Yeah.
point of the game, but it's like, where do you draw the line with that? Like, if people aren't okay with that and all that
I
stuff.
guess it's wherever you want to.
Yeah. I don't know
Probably
that there
the
is a
safest
line.
answer.
Yeah, it's all it relies on your taste, your personal taste.
Comedy has taught me there's no line.
Yeah.
There's no line. The line there's no line.
As long as you're funny.
No. Well, no. There's no line for material.
Right.
It can be anything. There's a
Yeah.
line.
Ethan
with,
Tuthill.
There's a
Yeah.
different line with every audience.
Right, okay.
That's what you gotta know.
And yeah, that's what makes that game a little challenging for some people, I
Yeah.
guess. Like, I've never had a problem with it. I've just, like, the hilarity factor goes down every time I play it.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't really
Yeah, I
play it
agree.
anymore.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, Apples to Apples is far better of a game, and here's
It's
why.
still funny.
Because you can make it funny.
Yeah.
Right.
The first time I met Dave, it was me, Ryan number 1, him, and Brendan.
Yeah.
Still the best apples to apples game that I've ever
We
played.
went to
So.
we went to the church that Brendan's dad is in charge of, and we played for like 2 hours, and it was just hilarious.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember is that one of the last things we played, I played a Princess Diane card.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the green
shit.
card was, but it was something like it was a really terrible.
I'll be
joke.
completely honest. I can't remember half of the things that we did.
That's
Yeah.
the other
Or that-
thing
that
about
we
how
put
that
down.
game works.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
remember a lot
it
of
was
laughing,
so
but I don't
funny.
remember.
I have no examples.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why Apples to Apples is better.
It is a very good game. I played it over Christmas and it was fun.
I've never played it.
I have it at my house. Next time you guys come over, you can play it.
I have it and the expansion. What was it? was it a Game Grumps episode, I guess, where they were talking about playing apples to apples when they had to create your own cards,
Oh yeah.
and you just filled it in with like
Was it the person's name or something?
it was somebody's name, I think,
Yeah.
and that card just won every time
Yeah.
because it's like there it is, it's over.
Classic that person.
Yeah, I don't. Oh God, I don't even remember what I was listening to because it's something I had heard before, but I don't. I don't re-listen to a lot of shit, but I can't place it. I just can't place it, which is unlike me because I usually place a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm exactly the opposite, because every time I need to remember actor or any famous person names, I can never remember them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like,
You know their
like
face,
Jack
but it's like,
Nicholson
that's
earlier.
the, they were the, and here, and there. The face.
usually if I
Face the person, the people.
usually if I have part of a detail of something, if I can remember like where I was or who I was talking to or other pieces of the puzzle around it,
Yeah.
I can fill in the gaps pretty
Yeah.
well.
For me, it's usually watching a movie, watching a show. I know that person. I bet they're on Law and Order.
Yeah.
IMDb.
Oh, I'm sure they're on Law.
Law and Order. Oh, there's the episode there. Yep.
Speaking of which, I need you to take pictures of me.
Oh, yeah.
So I can be
Yeah.
on Law and Order.
I got actually yes.
Really?
Yes. For my how to play, I'm gonna have a picture of. I searched Law and Order backgrounds
Okay.
to try and find what I was looking for, and it says Law and Order on the bottom, and it's like the cast all standing around with their arms
Oh, yeah.
crossed and serious and shit.
That
And I'm
would
gonna
be
put
great.
myself in the background like smiling and waving.
Okay, that's pretty good.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
do that
That'll
after
be
we're
good.
done.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, fortunately for me, I am surrounded by very good guessers. So
Oh, yeah?
every time I forget something, I'll just like say, "This is what it kind of is," and they'll guess it. Like earlier,
Yeah.
I think yesterday, I was telling my parents the story about how Wes Williams almost killed Joan Rivers. And I was saying, yeah, he went to a show, and it was that show. What was it called? It was with the transvestite from the 80s. They're like, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yes!
70s.
And it had that guy in it from Skid Row. I don't remember his name. Sebastian Bach. Yeah!
Yeah.
I could pound this woman in the ground right now.
Roses taste like shit. Rock and roll. I'm gonna animate that this week.
Nice, is that the one? Huh?
Yep.
You still need to, well, not
I want
animate,
to.
but
I cannot wait to see how you draw Joan Rivers.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking about on the way here, because
Yeah.
I knew that's what the one I wanted to do.
She
Plastic
should
bottle.
look as much like porcelain as possible.
As much like pig's
Shiny.
vagina as possible.
Yes.
Just make her shiny, like an apple, that like little triangle
Yeah,
shape,
uh-huh.
kinda.
Yeah, that should be like on her hair and her shoulder, like her thigh.
She's just one big triangle.
She's just a
Yeah.
triangle.
Or you can't see her because it's all just shiny. You just see this shiny space, and then an arrow pointing Joan Rivers.
She's like God.
No. Even better.
Plastic god.
Just
She's
put
like a god figurine.
just put a candle.
One of those dancing Jesus you put on your dashboard.
No, just put a candle.
A candle?
Candle. She's waxed.
Uh-huh,
Plastic.
yeah,
Wax,
yeah.
wax.
She's plastic wax.
Plastic
Yeah, those
wax.
things are exactly the same.
Exactly.
I don't know, close enough.
Sort of
Well,
similar.
She looks like wax on the outside.
So I saw. I was about to say I saw this video. I
Yeah.
did not see this video.
Okay.
I have no intention of seeing this video.
Tell us all
I
about
found
it.
out yesterday there was a dude who solved a Rubik's Cube that was 17 by 17.
Oh.
Shit.
There's
Yeah.
a video of him doing it from beginning to finish. It's 7 hours long.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And he didn't stop for a break.
Well,
No,
That's
not that I'm
amazing.
aware of anyway. My thought is at like hour 3. Aren't you like, I'm going nowhere with this?
Yeah.
Obviously.
I would love it if that video is like 6.5 hours of him just moving them around, and all of a sudden he goes, "Oh!" and then from there,
I bet that's how it went.
Well, I imagine since a Rubik's Cube is just 3 by 3 by 3,
yes,
there's a pattern, and as you get bigger and bigger,
yeah,
you know,
the
that
pattern.
that
Yes.
pattern's the same, just longer.
Yeah.
I thought the
I
average
think
one
it's
was
based-
4x4.
That's true.
I don't remember which video it was, but Michael Stevens from Vsauce has a collection of Rubik's Cubes. They're all wildly different. He
Oh.
shows them off, and it's really cool. There's like,
Very nice.
I've always wanted to see like the inner workings of a Rubik's Cube. Like if you take those squares off, how's it built that all those pieces can shift? In
That's
any
what I've
direction
always
like that?
wondered.
Yeah, I want to see that.
It's
mechanism.
probably on an
Ask the Rubik's dude.
Well, History Channel
probably
does that
does.
show
Yeah,
how
yes.
it's made. It's probably on one of those.
I think I it was what was it on one of the like sort of like historical shows. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
But they had a thing called the 80s, the decade that made us, or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was on VH1.
Okay.
Those things,
There we go.
That's what VH1
Sounds
does.
about
Kind
right.
of.
I used to
Kind
watch
of.
those all the
But
time.
I remember they had a segment about like this kid who figured out the riddle to the Rubik's Cube and then made a book out of it.
Okay.
I think if you go to watch that, they have an explanation of like how it does work. Like if I remember correctly, there's like a centerpiece that has 2 ones going out here, 2 ones going out here, and 2 ones going out here.
Yeah.
Visual stuff on a
Yeah.
podcast.
Here, and here.
Basically,
It's kind of like out each
it's
side.
like a center mechanism with X, Y, and Z
Yeah.
sticks coming
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think that's pretty much how it works.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
That would make the most sense.
Similarly, like what are the things that are inside of a Magic 8-Ball? Like, is it just a set of 4-sided dice, like several of them, or is
I
it
think
like
it's just one.
It's one. Yeah, it's just one.
one?
I'm pretty sure,
Well, if
or at
it's
least
a
for the one that I have.
It
it's
couldn't
just
be
one.
because there are way more than 4 answers.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
Well,
there's I'm gonna guess
For-
there's like 16. So it could be
No,
like
God, no.
No, for
It's
how
probably
many-
only
I
like
think so.
8 or 6.
I was gonna guess
I
like
think
7.
that might just be mine, though. I think
Okay.
mine just has 4.
Well, either way, it's definitely more than 4. So I'm wondering if it's
Yeah.
like several 4-sided dice.
What stops them both from coming up to the surface then?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Or is it like a shape that has triangular sides, but there's more like it's a bigger shape?
Okay,
that
so
could
it would
it.
be like
I want to know that.
I wanna know what
a
the-
bigger object that has like different triangular sides that like. Okay,
Yeah.
I see what you're
I
saying.
want to know what the liquid is.
yeah, it's just blue.
Yeah,
The liquid is blue.
Yeah.
That's like I don't know why this
It's like
reminded me of this,
hydrochloric
but
acid. Oh no, I broke my 8-ball.
I'm always really intrigued by
Whoa.
puzzles like that.
That's a big wavelength.
Yeah, it came up on here too.
Audio
Nice.
spikes.
Nice.
But yeah, those
I
kind
just
of
made a
puzzles always.
cube over here. Show you how to make that shape. If you
That's why that video that Rooster Teeth did with the dick wave is so impressive.
I know, right? Like that's complicated.
But yeah, I saw this thing where Douglas Adams, the guy who created Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
Yeah.
one of his multiple covers that he's used for that book series is like it's like an ocean setting with cliffs in the background, and there are these 42 colored squares or colored circles, and they're arranged in a square.
Okay.
And he's like, "Here's a puzzle, solve it." And people are like, "How do you solve it? Like,
What's the
what
puzzle?
are the rules? What's
Has
the
anybody
puzzle?"
solved it?
He's like, "I don't know. The answer's 42."
Oh, is that the origin of that? Of 42 being the answer?
No, that's in the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's two trans-dimensional mice creatures who want to know the answer to life, the universe, and everything. So they build a giant computer, and it takes it like 6 million years to think about it.
Uh-huh.
And like they come back to it their descendants come back to it 6 million years later, and they're like, "Okay, we've waited a very, very long time. Tell us what the answer to life, the universe, and everything is." And he's like, "Well, I've been thinking about it for a very long time." And there's like this huge build up, and they're
Uh-huh.
like, yes, there's 42. What? And he's like, "Don't worry. I've foreseen the future. And there's going to be a 10 million year project in which we
can double our success.
in which you
to
can find
84.
out you can find out what the question to life, the universe, is everything is, so you can understand what 42 is supposed to mean." Turns out that was the Earth, and the Earth was destroyed 10 seconds before it was supposed to find out what the question was.
That's
That
great.
book series is just brilliant.
It's supposed to
in
be.
every
I've heard
way.
good things.
One of my favorite jokes from it is that anything you could possibly imagine that you could create or use as a tool grows somewhere in the universe. So there is a planet called Squorn Shellus Beta that grows mattresses on trees.
I want to live on that planet.
Nice.
And they live and they jump around.
If you're an infinite universe kind of person,
Yeah.
Or
Like
parallel
dimension.
parallel universes.
In my Can We Go Outside the Universe video, I explained how if you go far enough away from where you are right now, you can find a doppelganger of yourself that does and has done everything that you've done since you were born.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Nice. Question for you.
Yeah.
Was the movie adaptation any good?
Did you see it?
The movie adaptation takes a lot of liberties.
Oh.
It's good,
Okay.
but it's not. It's the same style of humor,
It's good, but it's not good.
and how it was, and like how the world is, and how how everything works, and like basically the universe is there from the books,
Yeah.
but it's not the story.
Okay. All right.
So
I forgot they even did a movie on it.
yeah, it's pretty
I think
good.
a lot of people did.
No, it's pretty good. Something I feel like someone who was either close to Douglas Adams or actually was Douglas Adams who wrote a screenplay. He died in 2001, so it probably wasn't him, but somebody like close to him wrote a screenplay that he was like, oh yeah, that's good, and so it's good for that reason. But I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Well,
So yeah, it's about that time.
it's that time again.
It's time for us to wrap up. So
Wow, that went
let-
fast today.
I know, because we had such a good discussion about
Yeah.
everything.
We sure did.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
So if you guys who are listening happen to have made it through all of that,
Hey, you
discussion.
guys.
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Way to go!
If you just happen to have a project or business that you think is really cool, email us at groupcastnation@gmail.com.
Indeed.
And if we like it, we will...
Or just tell us.
just tell us about it.
Yeah.
Because
you
likely
know us.
you're someone who knows us already.
If you know us, just say it. Just tell
Yeah.
us.
We'll do an ad read at the beginning so we can, help spread the word a little bit. We don't have a lot of say here in the giant, vast internet verse that we have going on here, but we have a little bit.
We got something.
And I like to think that we can get you a little bit more interest. Case in point,
I think so.
when I did the ad read,
And then you can do the same for us.
when I did the ad read of Lizzie's blog,
Yeah.
like, a lot of people went there and
No
looked at
shit.
it. So,
So it works.
yep. Also, that I posted the
We need her on the podcast just to go, I got my business read about on Groupcast, and it worked for me. It can work for you, too.
And you can clearly see them reading.
Yeah.
Their eyes go back and forth.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
the bad commercials.
It's an audio podcast, and you can see them reading the cards.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's that bad.
It's that bad, yes.
It's that bad.
Side note,
Oh!
her dad is ethnically Greek, so every time she mentions him, I can't help but think like her
Like
dad
Hercules.
talks like Dan.
Dad, can we listen to your podcast on the spoofy?
Cranberries.
Cranberries.
Also, while I have you guys attentions,
You guys.
We has attentions.
you guys attentions.
It made sense, actually. It just
did.
sounded weird.
Future English teacher over here.
Yeah.
We also have a YouTube page, a Twitter page, and a Facebook page that you can.
The YouTube page
Check
is
out.
really nice.
Yep.
It is, yeah.
I just
Very
had,
nice.
I just had a thought. I think we need to start reading these things at the beginning of the podcast, too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea
Yeah.
before we lose
So
people.
people who don't catch the whole thing can also hear us at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
a
try
smart
that.
idea.
Let's try that next week.
So yeah, at Groupcast Nation on Twitter,
I'm the
Groupcast,
spoofy.
just Groupcast on Facebook, Groupcast Nation on YouTube,
Yes.
and the spoofy.
Because Groovecast was taken by, like, a cell phone. Some shit.
Yeah, the actual Groupcast, like Groupcast as
Yeah.
itself, is something completely different.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you guys can all get together and cast together
Yeah.
or something like that. Not quite the same.
Or you
We're,
can listen to our podcast.
we're gonna be making another short soon.
We are.
So
They're going to be
look
fun.
forward to that. It's starring Erica,
Woohoo!
and everybody except me is in it.
It'll be
Yeah.
it'll be amazing.
It better be.
I think it's going to be pretty good.
It's my first acting. See how it goes.
It's my first ever acting, you guys.
This is the first acting
No fuck.
that I ever do.
So with that for Lennon,
What was my... Howdy ho, Naverino.
and,
Dave, did I take yours again?
and Dave,
God fucking damn it!
That's his.
and Erica,
Ah.
I love that one.
I'm
Do
your
that every time now. Intro and outro.
I'm your host.
Let's
Big,
all go out on that noise.
I'm your host, Big Wes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good night, everybody.
Ah.
Cool. Save this motherfucker.